Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Market Report brought to you by Mike Bjork. Today is Thursday, March 13th. We got quite a few economic news releases scheduled for today. We're going to jump right into it, starting with the weekly jobless claims. Last week we had a pretty significant drop at 324,000. So the forecast has been in the range of a 330 range. So that's what the forecast for this week is, and it dropped even lower down to 315. So great economic news right there. We also had the retail sales for the month of February. We had a negative back in January, which was being contributed to the severe weather that people weren't getting out. So we had a negative 0.6%. And the forecast for this month, for the month of February, was 0.2%, and it actually exceeded that 0.3%. So again, the good news continues. Now, if we take out the big ticket items like autos, we're going to take kind of look more like a core type of retail sales. So back in January again, we had a negative zero point 0.3. The forecast for this for February was zero point 0.1, and it jumped up again 0.3%. So great retail sales numbers, even with the auto industry and big ticket items. Good overall numbers in the retail sales. We got import price index. This isn't a huge market move or anything, but we'll just kind of cover it. We had back in January 0.4% increase, and then forecast was supposed to maintain that, and it actually jumped up to 0.9%. So the import prices obviously were coming in a bit higher, so that means the cost of goods coming in are a bit higher. Now we also got business inventories. This is not really important, but it is factored into the GDP. So this is something we'll kind of look at when we start looking at GDP numbers later on, as we'll get the final revision this month. We had a 0.5% back in December, and then the forecast was supposed to come down a little bit to 0.3%, and it actually jumped up to 0.4%. So overall, really good numbers for today, economic news releases. So let's go ahead and see how this is playing out in the stock market, which is actually down. The Dow is actually down 200 after being up quite a bit this morning. The morning started off really nice, and now it's all the markets just went the opposite direction. Why is that? All due to geopolitical concerns. The big thing, of course, is the Crimea vote between Ukraine and Russia, how that's starting to escalate again. So that's getting back on investors' minds. The slowdown on the manufacturing economy in China is, we got that news earlier in the week, so that's still kind of weighing on them a little bit. And then also we got more local news, or local federal terms. Janet Yellen will be having the Fed FOMC meeting next week. So this will be the first meeting that Janet Yellen will be the head and give her first press conference next Wednesday. So all eyes will be watching that to see if there's any change in terms of the wording or what they state. So be prepared next week for some volatility, as this will be the first one that she will be providing her press conference. So let's see how this is playing out in the bond market here and what interest rates are doing. So big rally today. We started off lower at the 104.16 but we even started off lower than that. And since then, we're up about 39 basis points. Now, remember, yesterday we had a rollover, which was about 29 basis points. So technically, this would be pushing about almost 104.80 range. So we would be a much higher position uh, uh, today if it wasn't for that rollover. So technically, that's where we are. So it's a nice move upwards. So a nice improvement in the interest rates, nearly half a point in the interest rates just from today's numbers if this continues. So again, we're kind of maybe sticking within the trend line, a downward trend, maybe touching the higher point of it. So it'll be interesting to see if we break out of it. We would need a trend to continue going upwards, which perhaps it could due to the geopolitical concerns, even though we got some good economic data. But stay tuned. We'll have to wait and see. Tomorrow we do got some important economic news with the consumer sentiment and such. So stay tuned for tomorrow. But nice day today in the bond market and interest rates. All right, folks. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned.